Okay, so you know how we all have that cabinet under the sink? The one where we keep all those cleaning supplies and, well, maybe a few other things we don't want people to see.
Right, right.
Well, I bet you most of us have a bottle of drain cleaner lurking in there too.
Yeah, probably.
And, we've all been there, right?
Oh.
The water in the sink is draining slower than molasses in January, and we reach for that bottle, promising a quick fix.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But what if I told you those quick fixes are actually causing, some serious long-term damage? And not just to your pipes, but to the environment as well.
Yeah, that's definitely something most people don't realize.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into the world of drain cleaners, and I've got an expert here with me who's going to help us really unpack this issue.
Absolutely.
We're going to look at why those chemical drain cleaners might be doing more harm than good, and then we'll explore some alternatives that are not just effective, but safe for our homes and the planet.
Yeah, we're going to bust some myths and hopefully give everyone some practical tips they can use to keep their drains flowing freely.
So let's get right to it. I think a good place to start is with those chemical drain cleaners we were just talking about. They seem like the go-to solution when you've got a stubborn clog.
Oh, definitely. They're everywhere.
But can you tell us a little bit about what's actually in those bottles and why they might not be the best option?
Well, the main active ingredients in most chemical drain cleaners are some pretty harsh chemicals like lye and sulfuric acid. And these things are powerful, they can definitely blast through clogs. But the problem is they're also incredibly corrosive.
Corrosive. I mean, they can, eat away at stuff.
Exactly. Over time, those chemicals can actually eat away at your pipes, weakening them and making them more susceptible to leaks and damage.
So it's like you're trading a clogged drain for a plumbing disaster down the road.
Pretty much. And the scary part is the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, estimates over 10,000 pipe damage claims every year are directly linked to these cleaners.
Wow, 10,000. That's a huge number. But it's not just about our pipes, right? This stuff doesn't just magically disappear.
Nope. It ends up in our water systems.
So we're flushing this stuff down our drains and it's polluting our water.
Unfortunately, yes. 1 gallon of that chemical cocktail you pour down your drain can contaminate 10,000 gallons of water, according to the USGS. And think about it, where does it all end up? Our rivers, lakes, and oceans. And it doesn't just disappear.
So we're trading a clogged drain for a polluted planet. It's kind of a lose-lose situation.
Right.
I've tried, those DIY solutions like boiling water and baking soda.
Right. The classic remedies.
But honestly, they don't always work. Sometimes they help, but other times it's like nothing happened. What's the deal with those?
Oh, those home remedies are definitely less harmful than the chemical options. No doubt about that. But the truth is, they just don't have the power to really tackle the root of the problem. You see, most clogs are caused by a buildup of organic matter like grease and hair.
Yeah, the stuff we wash down the drain.
Exactly. And boiling water and baking soda might be able to dislodge some of it, but they can't actually break down those materials.
Oh, I see.
And that's why those clogs often come back. Consumer Reports actually did a study and found that 60% of clogs cleared with these methods returned within a week.
60%. That's a lot of recurring clogs.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
So we've established chemical cleaners are bad for our pipes and the environment, and DIY tricks aren't always reliable. So what's the solution? What can we actually use to keep our drains clear and healthy?
Well, that's where enzyme drain cleaners come in.
Enzymes?
Yeah, they're like the superheroes of drain maintenance. Instead of using those harsh chemicals, they use the power of nature to break down those stubborn clogs.
Enzymes, like something out of a science class.
Exactly. So enzymes are basically these amazing little proteins that act as catalysts.
Catalysts.
Yeah, they speed up chemical reactions. So in this case, specific enzymes target the very things that are clogging your drain. You've got protease, for example, which breaks down proteins.
Means like hair.
Exactly. Hair is made of protein, and protease goes after those peptide bonds that hold the protein molecules together. And then you have lipase, which goes after fats and grease. Basically, they digest the gunk, breaking it down into smaller, easily flushable pieces.
So it's like having a microscopic cleaning crew working in your pipes 24/7.
That's a great way to put it.
I've seen those natural drain cleaners at the store. Are those the same thing as enzyme cleaners?
Well, not necessarily. The term natural can be pretty misleading. You see, a lot of those products still use some pretty harsh ingredients like salt crystals or surfactants, which can actually damage pipes over time.
So they're not as natural as they claim to be.
Right. And the ironic thing is the CDC reports that a lot of those 15,000 yearly ER visits because of drain cleaner accidents are actually caused by these so-called natural products.
So it's really important to check the label and make sure you're getting a true enzyme cleaner.
Absolutely. Look for products that specifically list the types of enzymes they contain, like protease and lipase.
Okay, good to know. You know, I used to think those chemical cleaners were the only way to go.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Then a plumber actually told me about enzyme cleaners, and it was like a light bulb went off.
Yeah.
But one thing that's always kind of confused me is that enzyme cleaners don't work instantly, right? They're not like those chemical cleaners that blast the clog away in seconds.
It's true. They're not a quick fix for a fully blocked drain.
So how do they actually work then?
Well, the real beauty of enzyme cleaners is that they're not a one-time solution. They work continuously. Once you pour them down the drain, those enzymes get to work breaking down all that organic matter, preventing those clogs from forming in the first place.
So they're more like a preventative measure.
Precisely. Think of it like brushing your teeth to prevent cavities.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're not using them to unclog a drain, you're using them to prevent clogs from happening in the first place.
Exactly. And the best part is they're eco-friendly. Because they're completely biodegradable, they break down naturally in the environment, minimizing their impact on ecosystems. They're non-toxic and safe for septic systems, too. They've even been certified by NSF International, which means they've met some pretty rigorous standards for safety and environmental responsibility.
That's really reassuring. But are they really effective? I mean, they sound great, but do they actually work?
Oh, they definitely work. In fact, Plumbing Manufacturers International found that using enzyme cleaners proactively can reduce emergency plumber calls by a whopping 70%.
Wow, 70%. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it can save you a lot of money and hassle in the long run.
I also read that an apartment complex in New York City saw a massive reduction in sewer backups just by switching to enzyme cleaners. And that's something you've seen in your work?
Absolutely. That study from the NYC DEP is a great example of how effective these treatments can be on a larger scale. By implementing a monthly enzyme treatment program, they were able to reduce sewer backups by 80%. It shows that these things aren't just a solution for individual households. They can make a real difference in maintaining entire plumbing systems.
That's impressive. So it sounds like enzyme drain cleaners are kind of a win-win all around.
Yeah.
They're effective, they're safe, and they're good for the environment.
They really are. They're a proactive solution that can save you time, money, and stress in the long run.
Well, I think we've learned a lot today about the hidden dangers of chemical drain cleaners and the amazing power of enzymes.
It's been great talking about this.
So next time you're facing a slow drain, skip the harsh chemicals and reach for an enzyme cleaner instead. Your pipes, your wallet, and the planet will thank you.
That's great advice.
And that's a wrap for today's Deep Dive. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Drain, emergency, enzyme-free pipes? Call AA Quick today. Because we are always available, we are always quick, and we're faster than a clogged sink. 24/7 service. 0 chemistry degrees required.